Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and today we've got something very interesting to talk about. I'll say first off, I hope you've been enjoying the PTS, at least phase 2 of it, that came out just a few days ago. You know, it was very fun to see the new changes to Countdown and all the new gear and stuff like that. Personally, I have very much enjoyed it. I think that the changes they made to Countdown are much better as far as difficulty goes. It feels like it's properly scaled to 8 players without the damage that the NPCs deal feeling too punishing, and that's kind of like exactly what I was trying to communicate in my first video I did on that, so I'm very pleased with that, and all the new gear seems super fun. I haven't had a ton of time to play yet, but the Heartbreaker set seems like a lot of fun. I actually really like the blue screen exotic LMG. I think it has a lot of potential in, different types of content. Gonna have to play around with that more, make some, new builds about it. Yeah, it all seems pretty great. And also, if you have played the PTS yourself, be sure to submit your feedback in the, applicable places online, the forums, Reddit, Twitter, wherever. It helps the devs out, make the update the best it can be when we receive it, and probably not that long here, like just a few weeks, I would imagine. 3 to 4 from this point, maybe even fewer. Probably around there. So yeah, be sure to do that if you have played the PTS. You might be wondering why I haven't done a ton, more coverage or videos on my thoughts on the new stuff for the PTS overall. Really, it's just because I've been super busy. If you watch my stream of PTS Phase 2 on Friday, then you would have heard me say that, yeah, I'm going to be super busy this upcoming week, and so I just haven't had a ton of time to play it yet. I haven't played since that stream, honestly, which is too bad. I want to, but I just have a lot going on. And so, while I haven't yet, as I get more time to throughout the coming days, I will certainly submit my feedback, like I said, in those places online, so that we can all get our voices in, because, that's how you reach the most balanced point of feedback and balance in the game, is that everybody puts in their perspective, and you get to the best middle point that you can. I didn't know what videos I'd be able to fit in this next week while I'm going to be pretty busy, as I was saying on the stream, but then I realized that this was the perfect thing to talk about. So, if you were in the stream back on Friday, you would have seen at least some of it I think it was in the beginning portion. You would have seen that we went through a bunch of the new stuff in the expertise menu, including some new items that got put in there that have not yet been communicated to us in the patch notes or anywhere else. And one of those is what I want to talk about today. I'm going to go back and get a screenshot of it from when I looked at it on stream and put it up on screen here so you guys can see it. But if you go to the expertise menu in the current PTS Phase 2 that is up right now, and you go into the glove section all the way at the bottom, you're going to see that there's a new exotic listed in there that we have not yet heard anything about. It has not been officially posted or communicated for this coming update, TU15, the Wrathbones gloves. Now, this is super interesting, and of course, I'm very curious to find out what these are going to indeed do. Apparently, there are some data mines out there that do maybe talk about what the talent of these things might be. I have not seen those for myself, so I can't, whatever I say in this video is going to have no official backing to it. It's just going to be my own ideas and what I might want to see with it, but apparently that is out there, and so if you have a way in which you might be able to find that, there you go. I guess you can find out for yourself. But beyond even just that, the inclusion of these gloves in the expertise menu currently in the PTS kind of just reinforces and, pleases something that I was kind of hoping we were going to see with this update in Year 4 overall, and that is surprises. It kind of reminds me of TU8 when we went fresh into Warlords, got level 40, started doing stuff. There were exotics dropping and things dropping, and you would find stuff in the game that weren't in any sort of official trailers or reveals or articles or whatever. Like, I remember me and my friends ran Viewpoint Museum after we finished Warlords and were back in DC, and all of a sudden I had a new exotic drop. And I'm like, oh, it's probably it's one of these old ones. But I went over to it, and it was the tardigrade chess piece. And I was like, oh, this wasn't in any patch notes. This wasn't, in anything at all. And it was just like they had so much new stuff in there that they hadn't talked about because they wanted to keep that surprise intact. And this is kind of what I feel like we're getting with this as well. And just with Year 4 in general, there's so much that they haven't talked about yet that they're working on that might be coming maybe with TU15, but I think we know the majority of what's coming with it now. But, TU16, TU17, all that different stuff. It's just exciting that we're finally at a place at which we can actually get some surprises again, whereas Year 2 after Warlords was very much dominated by leaks with the story, knowing what's coming. They communicated everything way in advance. We had PTSs. So it's just nice to see that a little bit of this still exists, and I'm very curious to see what this is going to end up being, and any other exotics or surprises that may be in wait later on in the year or this very update. So as far as what I think the Wrathbones gloves might end up being, obviously it's very hard to tell. It could be a million different things. What I'm kind of hoping for, Obviously, I'm glad we're getting another pair of exotic gloves, because currently the only ones we have are the BTSUs, and yeah, every other slot has multiple exotics in that slot, and the gloves were the last remaining ones. What I'm kind of hoping that they do, I kind of hope it's similar in concept to the Catharsis, where it's a very generally applicable item. You know, the Catharsis is going to end up being very good with damage builds, with tank builds, with many different setups and situations. And it seems like a lot of the exotics we get these days, especially gear ones, are very focused towards one specific playstyle or one specific way of making it good, whereas something like the Catharsis is much more universal. That's kind of what I'm hoping we get with these Wrathbones gloves. Maybe it kind of resembles something like the Skull MCs from back in the day. Maybe it's a little bit damage focused. That's probably what I would prefer, but honestly, I'm just very excited to see what this might end up being. Glad that we're getting another pair of exotic gloves. And yeah, everybody, that's probably about going to do it. I just wanted to communicate with you guys and show you that we have a new pair of exotic gloves that have popped up in the PTS. Whether they're actually going to come with TU15 or not, we don't know at this point. They're just in there as of right now. It could even be for TU16 or something later down the road. But I wanted to show you guys that some new exotic hidden gloves have showed up, and I'm very excited to find out eventually what they might end up being. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on to be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on the discovery of these new hidden exotic gloves in the TU15 PTS, the Wrathbones gloves. Do you kind of agree with me that it would be nice for it to be a little bit more of a universally good item, or at least useful item, where you can make it fit into a bunch of different playstyles? Do you want it to be specifically tank focused, skill focused, one of those, like some of the other exotics, maybe even similar to the BTSUs? Let me know that as well. There's a lot of directions this could go, so I'm very curious to gauge everybody's thoughts on that. That is going to do it for me today, though. Everybody, once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold.